Hello my beautiful watchers and welcome to the November Nanos. This is the month of the year that I dedicate to the books and movies that don't have quite enough material for a full-length episode, but I still feel are worth discussing at least a little. Tim Burton. Like many critics, I have mixed feelings about his highly stylized directing and recurring cast members, but I will say this for him. At least you will always have a good idea of what you're going to get when you see a film with his name on it. Speaking of names, I'm afraid I'm once again forced to invoke the in-name only clause, which is a bit of an odd twist of fate in this case because technically, if you take it out of context, almost everything that happens in the book also happens in the film. The Legend of Sleepy Hollow was written by a man named Washington Irving way back in 1820. Hailing from America originally, he was living in Birmingham, England at the time of its publication. It's a very short book that's much more about the extremely poetic way that it's written as opposed to any kind of plot. In my opinion, it's the kind of story that works best being read aloud to a crowd by someone with a flair for dramatics. That said, a brief description of the story it does have is as follows. In 1790, in a Dutch settlement in America, a schoolmaster by the name of Ichabod Crane is competing for the affections of a younger girl named Katrina with another man, a local named Brom Bones. After failing to woo her, he rides home after dark through the local woodlands. A superstitious and nervous man, Crane can't help but think about the local legends he was told that claim the woods are haunted by the ghost of a Hessian soldier who died during the Revolutionary War, forever searching for his now non-existent head that was splattered by a cannonball. Against all rational reasoning, he then comes across the very headless horseman in question, who chases him through the woods, eventually hurling his own decapitated head right into Crane's face. Crane is never seen again in the town, leaving behind nothing but a trampled saddle next to a mysterious shattered pumpkin. It's implied heavily that the horseman was Brom in disguise, who was attempting to either scare away or murder his love rival so he could marry Katrina himself. The end. Again, this isn't so much about what was written as the way it was written. The 1999 film adaptation is generally agreed to be a bit naff, though personally I have some nostalgia bias towards it because I had a good time watching it with my friends back when we were too young to be supposed to be watching it. Starring one of Burton's favoritist actors, Johnny Depp as Ichabod and Christopher Walken as the Horseman, the story is now set in 1799, and this time Crane is a police constable sent to the hamlet of Sleepy Hollow to investigate a series of decapitations. The town is under the somewhat superstitious impression that the ghost of a Hessian mercenary who was decapitated nearby some years before by American revolutionaries is behind the killings. Crane is dismissive of anything so preposterous as a supernatural explanation, but he then has to eat his words as he witnesses the Headless Horseman himself. The next scene plays out exactly like the book, with the chase, the pumpkin to the face, and it turning out to just be a bloke named Brom in disguise, though Crane doesn't disappear afterwards obviously, and it turns out the prank was in somewhat poor taste as there is a genuine Headless Horseman out there lopping off heads. After some shenanigans, some sword fights, a romance plot, some high-speed chases, a bunch of heads flying off as if people's necks were made of rice paper, and Christopher Walken going "Rah!" a lot, it's discovered that the horseman is being controlled by someone who's using him to bump off anyone standing between her and a huge inheritance. She's foiled and the horseman goes back to hell, dragging her with him. As it's in name only, the changes are too numerous to count, but the ones that really stuck with me are, ironically, the horseman is now out to get everyone except Ichabod Crane, the only victim in the book. Similar thing with Crane getting the girl at the end and Brom being the one who gets killed. It's like they're going out of their way to do the exact opposite of the book. I also find it amusing that the horseman was decapitated via a sword instead of a cannonball so that his head could play a part in the story from then on. In summary, all I can really say is this isn't really an adaptation at all, is it? Even by in-name only standards. You can't even say that both versions of the story had a headless horseman because the one in the book was an obvious fake while the one in the film was confirmed as a genuine killer ghost. The use of Sleepy Hollow as a title is clearly more of a joke than anything else. Let's be honest, there was no huge fanbase they were hoping to tap into with this 200-year-old story. The tongue-in-cheek nature of this intentionally silly horror movie robs me of a lot of resentment I might have had about them abusing a respective work of literature, and there's dozens of more accurate and more interesting adaptations out there, so it's not like this is all we have. All in all, it's not an adaptation or a film worth getting upset over or expending any real thought on whatsoever. If you're interested in the book and haven't read it yet, because it's public domain, you can get it for free or for like $1 or $2 on Amazon. Check it out. Hey beautiful watchers, I just wanted to give you a quick reminder that there's a variety of rewards you can earn by becoming a Patreon, including early access to all videos, getting to be a part of the survey about how many people saw the film and read the book, or playing Minecraft with me on my 24-hour server. Higher level contributors can also join the Dom Skype chat room, and best of all, choose future episodes of Lost in Adaptation. However, if right now you are thinking, my goodness the Dom, I can't do that, I squandered my money paying for bizarre alien lap dancers in an Alpha Centauri strip club. Fear not, if you would instead be willing to like, share, subscribe, or a combination of all three, that goes a long way towards helping my channel grow and reach new beautiful watchers. Have a most pleasant day, and I will see you soon.